Heartstrings in bloom. In the quaint town of Willow Creek, nestled amongst lush greenery and vibrant flowers, Dr. Clara Bennett had crafted a picture-perfect life. As a renowned oncologist, she was lauded for her groundbreaking research, while her charming little cottage served as a sanctuary for her and her 8-month-old daughter, Zoe. But all that glittered wasn't gold. When Clara faced an unexpected health crisis, a severe allergic reaction that left her gasping for breath, her world began to unravel right before her eyes. With her health in jeopardy and her priorities shifting, Clara realized there was little choice if she wanted to reclaim her life. She had to head back to her mother's home for the support she desperately needed. To her surprise, her mother had taken in a new lodger, Valeria Santos, a spirited photographer known for capturing the essence of life in every frame, but who bore her own scars from past heartbreaks. Initially, Clara viewed Valeria's vibrant energy as an intrusion. Forced to share her childhood home with a vivacious woman while managing her own tumultuous feelings about returning to her roots didn't sit well with her. However, as days turned into weeks, Clara couldn't help but soften as Valeria effortlessly sprinkled joy into their daily routines, inviting her on hikes, sharing contemplative moments over cups of herbal tea, and strolling with baby Zoe through the blooming gardens surrounding the house. It was during an unexpectedly intimate moment, while practicing yoga on the sun-drenched porch, that Clara caught a glimpse of what lay beneath Valeria's carefree facade. Tension simmered beneath a layer of laughter as Valeria revealed her past, a lost love, a painful breakup that threatened to dim her passion. It struck a chord in Clara, one that awakened something she thought she had locked away. As they shared secrets under the stars one breezy evening, laughter gave way to longing, and a blissful kiss sent them hurtling into a whirlwind of forbidden attraction. What started as a casual exploration blossomed into something deeper, far too deep for Clara's taste, especially given her fragile state. But neither could ignore the fire ignited between them, the fiery passion that swelled up from lost dreams and gentle touches. Friends with undeniable chemistry turned into lovers who danced around the edges of uncertainty, igniting the kind of passion only found in a heart that dares to open itself again. Excerpt. Can you hold Zoe for a second? Valeria asked, gently placing the baby in Clara's arms. The routine had become easy. Valeria had quickly grown comfortable with the little girl, her laughter enveloping them all like a warm hug. Clara gazed at the tiny girl. You're lucky, she whispered, brushing a soft finger across Zoe's cheek. You get to chase butterflies while I'm chasing shadows. Valeria leaned closer, her hand brushing Clara's arm. Hey, she said softly, shadows can't dim your light. It's okay to lean on others. We all need to open up, even if it's scary. Clara sighed. You're not afraid, are you? Valeria shrugged. Fear is part of it. I just believe joy is worth the risk. She paused, her dark eyes lingering on Clara's face, searching. What are you scared of? Losing again, Clara admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. Losing my dreams, my career, my heart. But what if this time it's different? Valeria squeezed Clara's arm reassuringly. We're both wounded. We can heal together. The palpable silence hummed between them, charged with possibilities. But all Clara felt was fear, of getting hurt again, of being vulnerable, of letting someone see her true self. Just as Clara's heart started to relax, fear wrestled with her longing. I can't, she peeled away from Valeria's grasp, her pulse racing. I'm not ready. I understand. Valeria stood back, visibly hurt, yet determined. Just know I'll be here when you are. Days turned into a painful cycle of longing. Clara's heart teetered on the edge of chaos, yearning to reach out but terrified of the fall. Zoe's laughter filled their home, a constant reminder of pure joy amid uncertainty. Finally, one afternoon as Clara watched Valeria with Zoe, her laughter ringing like bells amidst a nearby field of wildflowers, a wave of longing surged through her. This was happiness. This was life. And Clara wanted to be a part of it, regardless of the risk. With trembling hands, Clara approached Valeria, who was momentarily lost in a world of blooming colors, capturing the essence of nature with her camera. Valeria? Turning, Valeria's expression brightened, her eyes shimmering with warmth. Yes? Can we talk? Of course. Valeria set her camera aside, looking instantly intrigued yet wary. What's on your mind? Taking a deep breath, Clara stepped closer. She could see the pulse in Valeria's neck quickening, an echo of her own unease. I've been thinking a lot about us. Valeria's face shifted, a mixture of hope and caution. Oh? I was scared. Scared of what I might lose, of opening my heart and falling again, Clara admitted. But I realize that avoiding love is just as painful. I want to explore this with you, to see where it goes. Valeria's smile lit up the world around them. Great, because I was starting to think I'd scared you away for good. Clara laughed, tension releasing from her shoulders. You didn't. I think I've been scared of my own heart. And at that moment, amongst the blooming garden, with baby Zoe giggling in the background, Clara felt lighter, braver. She reached for Valeria's hands, intertwining their fingers. Let's take this journey together, shall we? With a sparkle of mischief in her eye, Valeria leaned closer, her voice soft and inviting. Together. As Clara and Valeria embraced under the golden light of the sun, the weight of the world melted away, leaving only the blooming promise of love, a heart renewed, and two souls daring to seize the moment, each breath a step forward into the adventure of their intertwined destinies. With the sun dipping below the horizon, casting a warm glow over Willow Creek, Clara and Valeria stood hand in hand, the world around them fading into the background. The connection between them pulsed with newfound energy, a promise of vulnerability that both excited and terrified Clara. Shall we take a stroll? Valeria suggested, her playful spirit shining through as she led Clara toward the garden path, where vibrant blooms flanked either side. As they walked, Clara found herself glancing at Valeria, who was beaming with enthusiasm, her hair glowing like spun gold in the remaining light. You know, Valeria said, breaking the comfortable silence, I think this garden has a little magic in it. Look at all these flowers, they've blossomed under the right conditions, just like us. Clara chuckled softly. Are you saying I need sunshine and good soil to thrive? Exactly. Valeria teased, nudging Clara's shoulder playfully. You need nurturance, affection, and maybe a little bit of spontaneity. They walked further, reaching a secluded spot beneath an oak tree draped in twinkling fairy lights. The sound of nature wrapped around them, the chirping of crickets, the rustling leaves, a soft serenade to their blossoming relationship. Why did you become a photographer? Clara asked, genuinely curious as they settled onto a bench built from reclaimed wood. In college, I fell in love with capturing moments, Valeria replied, her gaze drifting to where the fireflies danced over the flower beds. Every snap holds a story. I want to document life as it unfolds, even the messy parts. It's beautiful in its own way. Messy parts? Clara echoed, contemplating her own chaos. Yeah, Valeria said, meeting Clara's eyes with an intensity that made her heartbeat quicken, like heartbreak. They say your heart is only as strong as the scars it carries. Those scars tell your story. Clara's breath caught in her throat, her own scars a painfully familiar weight. I have plenty of those, she murmured, testing the waters of vulnerability. I have scars too. Valeria's voice was steady, filled with understanding. But they shaped me, and they've led me to here, to you. I used to be scared of feeling too much because of those wounds. But now, I want to embrace the possibilities. Clara felt the warmth of Valeria's conviction seep into her own heart, competing with the coldness of her past fears. What if we fall? Clara asked, her voice barely a whisper. Then we fall together, Valeria replied with a smile that made Clara's heart leap. And I promise to be right there to pick you up. That image hung in the air, the weight of it making Clara tremble. Everything she had feared washed over her, vulnerability, hurt, the uncertainty of love, but so too did the thrill of possibility. Are you ready to take that leap? Valeria squeezed Clara's hands, her expression earnest. Clara closed her eyes for a moment, recalling her life before, controlled, measured, with every aspect planned down to the last detail. But that had led her to isolation, to rigidity. What she felt now with Valeria. It was spontaneous, chaotic, and ultimately alive. Yes, Clara breathed, the word escaping like a sigh. I'm ready. Valeria's face broke into a radiant smile, one that lit up the shadows of the coming night. Good. Because I've been waiting for you to say that. With that, Valeria leaned in, brushing her lips softly against Clara's. It was gentle but electrifying, sending a jolt of warmth cascading through Clara's body. At that moment, everything that had once felt heavy, her past, her doubts, began to lift, replaced by a brighter future painted in those stolen kisses and shared secrets. They spent the rest of the evening lost in conversation, weaving dreams and laughter beneath the wrapped oak tree, where the fireflies blinked like tiny stars. The intimacy they shared grew as she opened up about her experiences, sharing her fears of the past and her hopes for the future, each word building a bridge between them. Days turned into weeks, and Clara embraced her new routine. She returned to her patients but also made time for hikes with Valeria, where they would talk about everything and nothing. Valeria took Clara on impromptu photography adventures, snapping pictures of Clara and Zoe as they played in the park, capturing their unguarded moments of joy. And then came the evening of the annual Willow Creek Arts Festival, where local artists showcased their work. Clara watched as Valeria set up her booth, displaying breathtaking photographs that chronicled the magic of everyday life, the laughter of children, the quiet beauty of nature, the emotion caught in fleeting moments. As Valeria's work drew admiration, Clara felt pride swell within her. This woman was an artist, carving beauty out of chaos, and more importantly, she loved Clara for who she was, scars and all. Are you ready? Valeria called brightly as Clara helped organize some last-minute details. Ready for what? Clara asked. For our big debut. Valeria laughed, her eyes glowing with excitement. I want to introduce you. Clara felt a wave of insecurity but quickly pushed it aside, choosing to lean into the moment. With Valeria by her side, she felt invincible. Valeria took Clara's hand, leading her to the edge of the booth, where visitors gathered around admiring her work. Everyone, I want you to meet the woman who inspires me every day. Valeria announced, her voice ringing clear. A ripple of applause greeted Clara, who blushed furiously. Wait, what? She stammered, her pulse racing. Clara Bennett is not only my muse but my partner in all this craziness called life, Valeria continued, her eyes sparkling with sincerity. A wave of warmth rolled through Clara as the spectators turned to her with welcoming smiles. Thank you, Clara said, her heart swelling with love and pride. It means a lot to be here tonight, to be with all of you. As the night progressed, Clara immersed herself in Valeria's world, meeting other artists, sharing stories, and enjoying the vibrant spirit of the festival. But it was Valeria's beaming smile that captured her attention most, lighting up the darkness like the stars twinkling overhead. Later, as the festivities dwindled and the moon cast a soft glow over the town, Clara turned to Valeria, who was packing up the last of her things. Tonight was amazing, she said, her voice edged with emotion. Valeria clasped Clara's hands in hers, their eyes locking in an intimate gaze. Just wait until the next festival, she teased playfully. I may even let you take photos if you're up for it. Clara chuckled but then turned serious. No, really. Thank you for inviting me into your world. For being so fearless. You make me feel brave. Valeria leaned in closer, their foreheads touching. You were always brave, Clara. You just needed to embrace it. Together, we're unstoppable. Under the twinkling lights strung across the festival grounds, Clara felt a surge of love and gratitude flood her chest. Together, she echoed, feeling the hope bloom within her heart, ready to face the future, one heart, one adventure at a time. As they shared a tender kiss under the night sky, Clara knew they were just beginning the incredible journey of life and love together, painting their path into a vibrant masterpiece, filled with hues of laughter, healing, and endlessly beautiful moments yet to come. Continue the story. As autumn settled over Willow Creek, Clara and Valeria's relationship blossomed alongside the colorful foliage. Each day had become a delightful blend of domestic life and shared dreams. Clara often found herself smiling at the little things, Zoe's giggles filling their home, Valeria's playful banter, and the warmth of cozy evenings spent wrapped in blankets, talking about everything from mundane chores to their most vivid aspirations. One particular Saturday, Valeria had arranged a surprise outing for Clara. "Get dressed. We're going on an adventure," she announced excitedly as she practically bounced into the living room. "A surprise?" Clara raised an eyebrow, intrigued by Valeria's infectious enthusiasm. "Yep. And Zoe is coming too, of course." Valeria's grin was uncontainable. With a playful roll of her eyes, Clara quickly donned a comfortable outfit and bundled Zoe in her carrier. "Lead the way, oh great adventurer." Valeria grabbed Clara's hand, pulling her outside into the brisk, golden-lit air of early fall. They drove through the stunning countryside, colorful leaves swirling around them, the car filled with laughter and soft music. After driving for a while, Clara noticed they were headed toward a scenic overlook overlooking a majestic valley sprawling with treetops painted in vibrant hues. "Here we are," Valeria announced, parking the car in a small lot at the overlook. "We're going hiking." Clara guessed, her heart racing with excitement. "Not just any hike," Valeria said, her eyes sparkling. "This is a special spot where I love to take photos. It's got the best view, and I think you'll love it." "I'm in." Clara agreed, her spirit lifted by Valeria's infectious energy. As they hiked up the well-trodden path, surrounded by the symphony of crunching leaves and lively chatter of nearby birds, Clara couldn't help but admire Valeria's sheer joy in the moment. Her laughter echoed against the backdrop of nature's beauty, painting an impressionistic image across Clara's heart. After steeping into the woods for approximately 30 minutes, they reached the overlook. The view spread out in a breathtaking panorama, a kaleidoscope of oranges, yellows, and reds under a brilliant blue sky. "Wow," Clara murmured, stealing her words. The beauty of the scene seemed to resonate with her, igniting a smile across her face. "Isn't it incredible?" Valeria gushed, capturing the vista with her camera, snapping shots of the landscape from different angles. Clara took a step back and turned towards Zoe, who was gazing around with curious eyes. "What do you think, little one? Isn't it beautiful?" Zoe gurgled in agreement, her tiny hands reaching toward the vision before her. Valeria noticed and chuckled, "Looks like she appreciates art too." As the sun dipped lower, painting the sky with streaks of crimson and gold, Clara took a moment to breathe, her heart swelling. She turned to Valeria, who had been busily taking photos. "Let me take one of you," she offered. "Oh no, I'm the one who's supposed to be behind the lens," Valeria replied, though a hint of mischief danced in her eyes. "Just this once," Clara insisted, already pulling out her phone. "Strike a pose." "All right, you asked for it." Valeria struck a playful pose, placing her hands on her hips, and winking at the camera. Clara snapped the picture, laughter bubbling between them. "Perfect. You're a natural model." As Valeria bounded toward Clara, her laughter rippling in the autumn breeze, Zoe expressed her delight with a squeal. Clara felt a warmth envelope her heart, the life surrounding them momentarily suspended in that blissful cocoon. "Okay, let's make a deal," Clara said, her voice half serious. "You share photography tips with me, and I'll take more pictures of you." "Deal, but I'll make sure no one goes home without a stunning portrait of themselves," Valeria teased, leaning closer, the warmth of her smile brightening Clara's world. The golden hour began to fade, and the two women took turns capturing the changing light, each picture a frame of their memories. And just as the last rays slipped behind the horizon, casting the world in deep indigo, Valeria slipped an arm around Clara's waist and turned serious. "Clara," she began, the gravity of the moment pulling Clara's focus completely onto Valeria. "I know I've been gushing about my passion for photography, but what I feel for you is my greatest inspiration. You make me see life in a new light. You've opened my heart, allowed me to hope again." Clara's breath hitched as she absorbed Valeria's words. With unwavering certainty, she replied, "You've done the same for me. I've learned to appreciate art in all forms again, but more importantly, I've found a home in your heart." At that moment, surrounded by the fading hues of the sunset, Clara realized the profound depth of their bond. It was as if they were two souls entwining, reflecting their struggles and emerging stronger together. Valeria leaned in, their lips brushing in a soft kiss, where warmth blossomed as they broke and sighed together, the space between them brimming with unspoken promises. "We should probably get back before it gets too dark," Clara suggested reluctantly, though her heart desired to linger in that cocoon of intimacy a bit longer. Valeria smiled, tucking a strand of hair behind Clara's ear. "Let's take one last picture here before we go." "Okay. But let's make it a silly one," Clara exclaimed, almost bouncing on her feet with excitement. They positioned themselves against the distant mountains, striking exaggerated poses, and bursting into fits of laughter as Valeria clicked away. Zoe cooed between them, adding punctuation to their playful antics. As they headed back to the car, the air crisp and filled with the faint scent of wood smoke, Clara felt a surge of gratitude for the moments they had crafted together. Their laughter echoed in the waning daylight, punctuated by Zoe's joyful sounds, blissfully on their journey toward love and healing. Later that evening, once they were nestled back at home, cocooned in blankets and sharing hot cocoa, Clara glanced at the photos Valeria had taken. Each one captured a piece of their adventure, moments of joy, laughter, and the profound connection they were weaving together. "Do you realize how beautiful these are?" Clara said, flipping through the pictures, her heart swelling with pride. "You've captured not just imagery but emotions." Valeria smiled, warmth radiating from her eyes. "That's what I strive for. Each picture tells a story. I want my photography to evoke feelings, to connect people." "Mission accomplished," Clara said, leaning in to press a soft kiss against Valeria's cheek. "You have an eye for beauty, and an even deeper appreciation for it." Valeria's cheeks flushed, and Clara caught the flicker of vulnerability in her gaze. "I think we both have eyes for beauty, in each other." Clara paused for a moment, struck by the truth of those words. "You're right. Together we're learning and embracing the chaos, carving out our art one day at a time," she said softly, glancing toward Zoe, who had drifted off to sleep in her crib. Valeria turned serious. "Clara." Clara felt a tension in the air, a weight of unspoken words. "What is it?" "I know we took a big step today, and I want to make sure we are on the same page." Valeria paused, clearly gathering her thoughts. "I don't want this journey to be just a fleeting moment. I want us to build a life together, filled with love, adventure, and those beautiful moments we capture, mostly in our hearts." Clara could feel her chest tighten with unshed emotions. "I feel the same way. I want you in my life, Valeria, as a partner and as a co-parent for Zoe." They exchanged a warm gaze, the air thick with mutual understanding, hope, and the weight of new beginnings. With a reassuring smile, Valeria reached for Clara's hand, intertwining their fingers. "Then let's keep painting our journey, one heart-stopping moment at a time." Under the soft glow of their living room light, surrounded by the gentle sounds of Zoe's peaceful slumber, Clara felt the walls of her heart expand to embrace the truth. She was ready to dive into this life with Valeria, both chaotic and beautiful, filled with love, acceptance, and artistic expression. And as they sat there together, hearts open, hands entwined, Clara knew that this was just the beginning of a grand adventure, one where two souls would learn to dance through life's uncertainties, creating a masterpiece of their own love story, one photograph, one memory, and one heartbeat at a time. As the weeks flowed into months, Clara and Valeria embraced a rhythm that felt as natural as the changing seasons. Their days were filled with laughter, late-night talks, and the quiet joy of sharing both the mundane and the extraordinary moments that life threw their way. Clara's work as a physician resumed its pace, yet she found herself more balanced, thanks to Valeria's unwavering support. Together they navigated the challenges of parenting, discovering a new depth to their partnership that made their bond unbreakable. One sunny afternoon, Valeria called Clara into the garden, her voice laced with excitement. "I have something for you." "Another surprise?" Clara smiled, imagining the myriad of treasures Valeria often tucked away in her creative mind. "Yes, and I think you're going to love it." Valeria grinned, her dark hair catching the sunlight as she bounced on her toes. When Clara emerged, she found a small easel set up next to a canvas that was blank except for a splash of color painted in the corner. "What is this?" Clara asked, her curiosity piqued. I thought we could create something together, Valeria explained. You've shown me how to embrace life and all its beauty, so now I want to give you a space to express yourself. Let's fill this canvas together. I haven't painted since I was a child, Clara hesitated, feeling a wave of self-doubt wash over her. What if it's terrible? Then it'll be our terrible masterpiece, Valeria laughed, her infectious energy enveloping Clara like a warm embrace. Trust me, it'll be beautiful just because we created it together. It doesn't have to be perfect. Taking a deep breath, Clara stepped closer. She felt her heart pound in her chest, a mix of excitement and fear, memories of her past tentative with brushes flooding her mind. But Valeria's unwavering support was a soothing balm, igniting a flicker of courage inside her. Okay, let's do it, Clara said, determination weaving into her voice as she picked up the brush. They took turns adding colors to the canvas, splashes of vibrant orange, calming blues, and deep greens dancing together as if they were telling their story. With each stroke, Clara felt something shifting within her, an awakening. It was about more than just paint, it was about vulnerability, courage, and the beauty of collaboration. It was about love. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, painting the garden in golden hues, the canvas before them transformed into a mosaic of their shared experiences, laughter, and the vibrant connection that had grown between their hearts. Clara marveled at the unexpected delight that flooded her as they worked, with Valeria occasionally leaning in to place a gentle kiss on Clara's cheek or brush a splash of paint against her nose, making her giggle. Exhausted yet exhilarated, they stepped back to admire their creation, which spoke volumes of their journey together, a testament to the healing power of love and artistry. We did it, Clara breathed, filled with a deep sense of accomplishment. Valeria grinned, her eyes dancing in the light. See? I knew you had it in you. We make a great team. Shortly after, they shared a romantic dinner on the patio beneath the stars, the air fragrant with the scent of blooming night jasmine. They played soft music, and Clara watched as Valeria moved gracefully to the rhythm, her smile radiant, infused with the joy that had become synonymous with their time together. Tonight, I want to ask you something, Valeria said, her voice dropping slightly as she pulled out a small velvet box from her pocket. The world around them seemed to quiet, and Clara's heart raced as anticipation flooded her senses. Valeria opened the box, revealing a delicate silver ring with a small yet radiant gemstone glinting under the starlight. Clara, you've changed my life in ways I never thought possible. You bring color to my days, warmth to my nights, and joy to my heart. I want to create a lifetime of memories with you. Will you marry me? Tears of happiness welled in Clara's eyes, blurring the beauty of the night in a kaleidoscope of emotion. Yes. 1,000 times yes. She laughed, the sound bursting forth as Valeria slid the ring onto her finger. They embraced tightly, feeling the warmth of their shared love envelop them like a comforting blanket. As they broke away, Clara couldn't help but notice the mix of joy and relief in Valeria's eyes. You really mean it? Valeria asked, her voice filled with incredulity. Absolutely, Clara confirmed, smiling through her tears. You've made me a believer in love again. I can't imagine my life without you and Zoe. They spent the rest of the night wrapped in each other's arms under the starlit sky, carving another beautiful chapter in the unfolding story of their lives. As weeks turned into months, they began planning their wedding together, entwined in the excitement of combining their lives in front of their friends and family. The day was a small, intimate gathering held in the very garden where they had painted their masterpiece, surrounded by lush flowers reminiscent of their journey. When the moment finally came for them to say their vows, Clara's heart raced with anticipation and love. Standing in front of the small assembly, she caught Valeria's eye, the warmth of their connection grounding her amid everything. With tears in their eyes and vows filled with promises of love, devotion, and the joy of shared adventures, Clara and Valeria exchanged rings. They sealed their commitment with a kiss, a loving gesture that sent butterflies swirling through Clara's stomach. As the cheers and applause echoed around them, Clara felt like the luckiest woman alive, cradling both the deepest love she could ever have imagined and the happiest of moments. Finally, they began their journey as the happily married couple, two adventurous spirits dedicated to embracing every moment life had to offer and nurturing the love that had bloomed between them. Every heartache they'd overcome and every challenge they'd faced had shaped their journey, culminating in this celebration of love. As they strolled through life hand in hand, Clara and Valeria promised to face everything together, one canvas at a time, one heartbeat at a time, creating a vibrant masterpiece of their love for years to come, forever intertwined in colors that would never fade.